Oh, so this should be funny. So, the entire gaming community is erupting about this game right now. I already did a video yesterday explaining my feelings on the game and explaining the exact reasons why the gaming community is pissed off. So, I will link that at the end of this. Now, let's get this reaction on with the Critical Gamer. This should be fun.
Remember when they made a Mad Max movie without Max in it, and it was a total disaster, and nobody watched it, and the movie totally bombed at the box office?
Yeah, and I heard it was good. That's another movie I haven't seen, like Ballerina I saw, and it was great. It was a good movie. It was fun. John Wick was in it, and he totally outclassed her in every way. There was no leaning into any girl bossing in it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, people have been pissed off for years now what they've been doing. So people didn't go see it. And same thing with Mad Max. We told y'all, you didn't listen.
Remember how it was basically a case study in totally not understanding your audience, or even what made your own IP successful in the first place? Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Exhibit B, God of War Laufey, the latest installment in the long-running franchise that just got unveiled at Sony's State of Play event a couple of days ago. A game that's already stirred up the fan base and the entire gaming internet into a firestorm of rage and backlash, and seems destined to do for the God of War franchise.
Backlash!
We also did for the Mad Max saga. Why? Well, it's simple, really. It's a God of War game that doesn't actually have the God of War in it.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's get a face off for it.
Real quick, I told you when I was watching the gameplay, I really liked the gameplay. I said that it looked as good or better than Wolverine to me. It's just, they better not F it up. And you know what I mean. They better not modern audience it up, because if they do, I ain't buying it. And I know most of you ain't buying it, and it's going to be a flop of a game. But when I was watching the gameplay, she has a double jump. She jumps to ledges and everything. And when I saw that, I said, the community is so sensitive to them saying that women are better than men in all these other ways. There is going to be at least one person that is going to say, why does she get a double jump and Kratos can't? Why does Kratos have to use the blades of chaos to pull himself up to a ledge? Why can't he jump? And yes, indeed, I did get that one comment. I saw it. I was like, I knew it was coming. And I even say it in the I didn't say it while I was reacting. I thought of it. So, and it was kind of funny because the whole modern audience thing can be heavy-handed or it can be light-handed and sneaky. They'll do real subtle, small things to kind of do that. So I understood why that gamer said what they said. But then you had people in the comments trying to explain it away. Well, it makes sense she would have a double jump. She's lighter. No, it doesn't make sense that she would have a double jump. Because Kratos had a double jump in the earlier games. They're like, he's heavier and more dense. So he needs to... Trying to explain it away. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, guys, first of all, I'm not... You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like... I'm almost indifferent on that particular aspect of the whole double jump. Like, I really don't... You know, I'm not leaning into that. I'm more about the story. I want to see what they're going to do with this story. Because she's dead now. She's going to be in there with all those other guys that are dead. So if she ends up running into certain characters that Kratos ran into, and she does better than him, remember, Thor's dead. Now, people were telling me in the lore she fought him to a standstill. If she runs into Thor again, and she totally dominates him, you know what I'm saying? So these things that the fans are looking for because they're so sensitive to what's been going on all these years. Things that would have never bothered them, they would have never had issues with, but they're an exposed nerve, like Banner said in Avengers. And anything that even smells a whiff like it's going to be woke, they will see it, they will call it out, and whether it is or isn't, they're going to be pissed off. So they better tread lightly with what they do with this game story-wise. And if they just make her look like Kratos could never go toe-to-toe with her, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. And people are already talking about the double jump. People were talking about all the mid-air combos that she has. It's coming. So, Santa Monica, you already know. I know you're not dumb. It is what it is, though.
Okay, there's other avenues you could explore in this world, I guess. I think most players would have accepted a game about Atreus and what he does with his life after parting company with his old man.
Somebody said something about Atreus being really irritating. He is kind of irritating. I would take a game with him, though, just to check it out. Someone said that they should not have called this God of War, Laufey, but they should have called it was Laufey, a God of War story. That rhymed with the big game. Bars! Album dropping next week. Okay? Because leaning into the whole God of War name like that first makes people think Kratos. You know, but I mean, clearly she's on the cover. So I mean, no matter who, even if it's someone who's never played before, I mean that no, if it's a person that's played the majority of the games, but say they just don't know who Faye is. Maybe they played all the old ones and never played none of the new ones. If this was going to be their first one, they'd be like, well, God of War Laufey, and then you go to get it, whether you're buying it only. I mean, you see it's clearly a woman on the cover, so I don't think it would trick anyone into buying it. You know what I mean? But people want it named properly because they're kind of like, nah. If it's God of War, it needs to be Kratos. I'm hearing that there are rumors that he's actually in it. Like, it's her game, but it's his game too. Kind of like Atreus is in with, you know what I mean? So, I didn't know that. I thought it was just going to be all her. However, now I'm hearing Kratos is in it. So, I don't know.
The ending of Ragnarok definitely left that kind of storyline wide open. Instead, though, Sony decided to release a game about Kratos' dead wife Faye,
and they're flipping out about them uglifying her. Because in real life, she's a better looking woman. But they didn't make her look as good looking as she normally does in real life. So they're pissed off about that too. But they have been doing that with these female characters. They have. Now, when I saw her, I immediately knew it was her. But it's like I told y'all, they're sensitive like an exposed nerve. Any hint of the wokeification of what they've been doing, because the past few years, they've been uglifying these women. They've been making them look androgynous. They've been making some of them. Sometimes people are like, they didn't know that it was a woman until maybe, as they're listening to them talk and they're doing certain things, and they're like, okay, I think this is a woman. So they've been doing all these things to the female characters. There you go. Now you got backlash about this. Look at Jean Grey in the Wolverine game. Jean Grey not that I've seen. I've never seen her looking like that. You saw what they did to Mary Jane in the Spider-Man games. They're still doing it, yo. They're still doing it. And as long as they continue to do it, they're going to keep failing. These games are going to keep failing for the most part. You're going to have hits every once in a while, but it's good.
Laufey, or whatever the fuck she's called. Anyway, God of War Quest for Laundry apparently spans the events of God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, and picks up immediately after Faye's funeral, where she finds herself in the afterlife with all the other dead gods, deities, and where every other belief system somehow all exists in the same dimensional space.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I can't wait to see Mormonism represented there. Show us the gold tablets, guys. Anyway, Laundry Lady goes on a long and probably very violent journey through the afterlife, beating the shit out of the gods and monsters that exist there with the help of a talking cube of jelly named Frank. And yes, I'm being absolutely serious here, so that she can save Kratos and Atreus from beyond.
I actually like Frank. When she was fighting, and Frank was like, it was funny to me. I thought Frank worked. For me, he worked.
Grave. You know when you just read something like this and think to yourself, why? What were they really expecting to achieve here? I mean, was this a story that really needed to be told? More importantly, was it a story that anyone really wanted to hear? Because
I'll tell you this, Sony, I know you watch me. I know other gaming companies watch me. Listen. The game that everyone wants. If it's not Kratos, we want a Thor game. Thor! All right? Stop playing with us. And the fact that you didn't even let us use him in the last game, you let us use Venom, which was a shock. In Spider-Man 2, almost nobody saw that coming where we could use him. But we couldn't use Thor? Oh my God. I was chomping at the bit to use him. I was hoping that we could use him, but alas, not.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that when you think of a God of War game, you're probably going to imagine a big, angry, muscular, bald man who grunts a lot, tearing the shit out of anything and anyone who gets in his way, and maybe sparing a vague thought for boy. You're probably not going to think of a depressingly mundane-looking middle-aged woman who looks like the devs applied a 1980s Scottish housewife filter to the mocap actress, swapping quirky Marvel banter with a talking cube made out of jelly and voiced by Jack Quaid. Because truly, if you need some kind of unthreatening, unassertive, pussy-adjacent whipping for your story, then there really is no one better. The point I'm making here is
no one better than Huey.
this franchise has been entirely defined by Kratos and his personal journey since the
Hey, I got a question. I played God of War 3. That's the one everyone told me to play. It was like the remaster. Before I started playing the other ones. What is that up his gut? Was he disemboweled at some point? What happened to him?
First game,
I don't remember
that kind of long
that in the third one, so I
I
assume it may have happened before.
Was only ever mentioned in some pretty brief flashbacks up until now. Feels like it's really not going to work for you. You're choosing to fight a battle that you can't win on a battlefield that's completely not advantageous to you. What do you think's going to happen? And yeah, let's be honest here, there's the whole modern audience thing to consider as well. Gamers, just like film and TV fans, have had some pretty unpleasant experiences over the years as their favourite male characters were swapped out, killed off, or just forced to step aside and make way for a collection of prickly, unpleasant, arrogant, invincible girl bosses that nobody asked for or liked. The result? Years of great storytelling and emotional investment.
They made them so arrogant that they were grading like male villains. You know what I'm saying? It was just like some of these characters, man, the way they did, and gamers have always loved female protagonists. We've never had a problem with them. But it was the agenda, the lies that they put out, that as soon as you didn't like a game that was getting modern audience stuff, all of a sudden you were every istophobe in the book. It's absolute lies and slander. And it's a pity that they even had to go that far to try to get these games over. And it still hasn't worked. The movies aren't working, the games aren't working, the comic books aren't working, the television series aren't working.
Down the shitter, and for what? So the devs can pat each other on the back and tell themselves they're making gaming more inclusive? You know, if I was a cynical man, and my experiences with modern entertainment have made me thus, I might suggest that this whole game could easily be a cheap attempt to reframe Laundry Lady as the real hero behind the events of Ragnarok, saving the day for Kratos without him even knowing about it. Then again, I could just as easily be wrong about that.
I hope you are wrong, man. Oh my God! But you're the writer out of the two of us. And I know you can see certain things coming before I do. I dated a girl that was a writer. And from dating her, I started to see things in movies and television shows because she would see it. And because I watched so much TV and movies with her, I started to catch on. There was certain, I don't know, I just had my brain turned off to certain story beats, certain things that would happen, certain foreshadowing. There's a lot of things I saw coming, but there were certain, I think that there were certain things that writers see coming that other people don't. It's like a doctor looking at your skin. You think your skin's fine, but you got this one spot right here that you thought was a birthmark or a beauty mark or whatever, and they're like, no, actually, that's a skin tag, or you might want to get that checked for the big C word. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I hope I am, because the God of War series has been fucking fantastic in recent years, and I don't want that to stop now. Either way though, I think this is where a lot of the backlash is coming from. Like it or not, the God of War franchise, with its insane levels of over-the-top violence, overarching themes of revenge, honour, personal growth and fatherhood, has always been aimed squarely at one demographic.
I would have had to bury her. I couldn't burn her like that. You know, I mean, even if it was in my culture. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to bury her. She's too nicely wrapped, the flowers and everything, and burning is so, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Kratos is like the ultimate male power
Unless it was
fantasy in
her
a physical sense,
wishes.
but with something deeper and more conflicted beneath the
Yeah,
surface.
he's got
that
the
keeps
scar
him
there
interested.
still.
That doesn't mean women can't and don't enjoy these games, but it does mean that men are by far your target audience.
I
And
know
the
why
moment
I'm
they get
really
even a hint
noticing
that
it
the
now.
franchise is being pussified, that their favourite hero is being pushed aside
Probably
in favour of
always
someone more
saw
diverse
it,
who
but
appeals to modern audiences, or that they themselves are being disrespected or taken for granted, then they can and will fight back. Like I say, it feels like Sony have chosen a battle that they can't possibly win with this one, and in fact, it's probably going to result in heavy losses all around. I don't know, man. Maybe the real God of War was the laundry we did along the way. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
all right, y'all. Get over and follow the Critical Gamer. And let me know what you think down below. I'll link to my video so you can hear my rant that everyone's loving right now. And yeah. Santa Monica, make a good game, because if you don't, oh boy. 10 million subscribers. Woo!